As with each of us around the table, we all kind of embody a multiplicity of identities. You yourself kind of occupy multiple kind of identities, one being kind of a powerlifter, two being a young Asian woman, and three being a designer at the RCA. How do you think that these kind of interact in order to inform your design process?
I like to ask myself, what if? It's sort of like a mantra that keeps me rolling, and it's stereotypically and generally perceived that Asian women are petite and small and weak, and I wonder, what if we're not how we're perceived, and what if, like me as an Asian woman, I'm strong. When it comes to my design practice, I wonder, what if we flip the general design process the other way around? What if we allow the material to inform us as a new design tool? What if it tells us what they want to be shaped in?
Songwa, I've always loved your work and just been intrigued about earthlings. What are earthlings?
An earthling is a term that describes all living things on Earth. It doesn't separate or dismate, but bring us together as inhabitants on this planet.
In what way do energies and history of the material that you use influence your final outcome?
So when I think of energy, I think of consequence in terms of end-of-life product and where that energy is going in terms of me bringing a product into creation. And then when I think of history, that also informs my practice in regards to consequence, ties of a colonial past, how that can affect communities. And I try to think of ways to implement systems which can affect indigenous or manufacturing communities. My design practice explores the idea of craft and shoemaking led by sustainable methodologies when exploring materiality in construction. This approach is influenced by my thoughts in the void of which capitalism left behind.
In what way do we enshrine this new digital land within a shared understanding of the complex perspective that make up our being?
So I think the most important ways when we're looking at kind of the metaverse and how we engage with different perspectives in virtual worlds, I think is really kind of telling unique and authentic stories, which is where I kind of try to weave in my own kind of identity and my own kind of embodied experience as being a trans woman. And I think that it's really important kind of engaging with other people, kind of non-able people, people of color and queer people when we're talking about kind of these spaces.
So I really like your work, especially your approach to upcycling and the way you upcycle materials to make shoes. And I just wondered, what's the change you think we need to see in the fashion industry?
We need to look at our processes first and foremost and break down our processes. For me, I look at the process in 3 stages. We have inception, use, and afterlife. For me, as a designer or even a fashion house, you need to look beyond the consumer's use. So when you design something, consider the afterlife of that garment or footwear. What designers need to be considering and thinking about is designing for more than one body. So I believe that you have the human body and then you have the Earth's body, and design for these 2 entities. So whatever they're creating, you need to consider, should your item exist and will it benefit both the human body and the Earth's body? If it doesn't, then should it really exist?